Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, of whom all the Muslims are justly proud, and still the disbelievers dread, even they are dread from his name. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was the most adamant in opposing the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and was very prominent in the persecuting Muslims before he embraced Islam, before he accepted Islam. One day the Quraysh of Makkah, the disbelievers of Makkah, in a meeting called for somebody to volunteer himself for the assassination of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Umar offered himself for this job, at which everybody exclaimed and said that Umar, absolutely, surely you can do this. Umar, with his sword hanging from his neck, he set out straight away on his sinister errand, on his dangerous task to kill Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On the way, he met Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, one of the companions of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Sa'd inquired and said, Umar, where are you going? Umar said that I am after finishing the life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I am going to kill him, na'uzubillah. Then Hazrat Sa'd radiyallahu anhu said that Umar, do you not see that the tribes of Muhammad, like Banu Hashim, Banu Abd Manaf, etc., they are likely to kill you in the retaliation? Umar, upset at the warning, and said that it seems you also renounced and left the religion of your forefather. So let me settle with you first. So saying, Umar drew out his sword, and Hazrat Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala, announcing Islam, also took out his sword. And they were about to start a duel. They were about to start a fight, when Sa'd radiyallahu ta'ala said that you had better first set your own house in order. Your sister and your brother-in-law both accepted Islam. Hearing this, Umar flew into a towering rage. He got very angry and turned his steps towards his sister's house. When he reached at the house, the door of the house was bolted and closed from inside. And the husband and wife both were receiving the lesson in the Quran from Hazrat Khubab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, one of the very known companion of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Umar knocked the door and shouted for his sister to open it. Hazrat Khubab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, hearing the voice of Umar, hid himself in some inner room, forgetting to take the pages of the Holy Quran with him. When the sister opened the door, Umar hit her on the head, saying, O enemy of yourself, you too renounce your religion. And her head began to bleed. And then Umar went inside and inquired and questioned, what were you doing? And who was the stranger? I heard from outside. The brother-in-law of Hazrat Umar said that we were talking to each other. Then Hazrat Umar said to him that have you also forsaken the creed and the religion of your forefather and gone over to the new religion? Then brother-in-law replied that, but what if the new religion be better and the true one? Umar got very angry again and started fighting with him, fell on him, pulling his beard and beating him more savagely. When the sister intervened and interfered, he smote her so violently on her face that it bled more profusely. Then She was, after all, Umar's sister. She burst out and said that Umar, we are beaten only because we have become Muslims. So listen, we are determined to die as Muslim. You are free to do whatever you like. Then Umar had cooled down and felt a bit ashamed over his sister's bleeding, and his eyes fell on the pages of the Quran and leaves of the Quran left behind by Hazrat Khubab radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, okay, alright, show me what are these. No. The sister said, you are unclean, and no unclean person can touch the Holy Quran's pages. He insisted, but the sister was not prepared to allow him to touch the pages of the Quran unless he washed his body. So Umar gave in, and he washed his body and began to read the pages of the Holy Quran, and that was Surah Taha. He started to read from the beginning of the surah, and he was a changed man altogether, completely changed when he came to the verse Innani anallahu la ilaha illa ana fa'budni wa aqimis salata li zikri, that indeed I am Allah, I am God, and there is none worthy of worship, so save me, serve me, and establish salat, establish prayer for my remembrance. Then Hazrat Umar said, alright, take me to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On hearing this, Hazrat Khubab radiallahu ta'ala anhu came out from inside and said that Umar, you, glad tidings for you, good news for you, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam yesterday on Thursday night prayed to Allah that, O Allah, strengthen Islam either with Umar or Abu Jahl. And it seems that his prayer has been answered in your favor. Then Hazrat Umar went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and accepted Islam and embraced Islam on Friday morning. Umar's Islam was a terrible blow for the disbelievers, but still the Muslims were few in number, and the whole country and the entire Arab was against them. And now the disbeliever intensified their effort to completely annihilation and destruction of the Muslim and destruction of Islam. On Umar, on their side, Muslim now started to offering salah in Kaaba inside Baytullah. And Hazrat Abdullah bin Masud radiallahu ta'ala said that Umar's Islam was a big triumph, and his emigration to Medina was a tremendous reinforcement, and his accession to the Caliphate was a great blessing for the Muslim. So this was Hazrat Umar's short story and how he accepted Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.